And here's game 2 of the series, so yeah, probably looking to take a quick and aggressive 2-0 here. Spawning with the yellow pieces of this game, and he's got the map for it. Tons of shorefish here right along the coast. He will spot it and drop it. Storage pit right here, I assume, very soon. In the next couple seconds, he has to. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful pit. Just going for the fish now, looking maybe for something better. I don't think he's going to find anything better than this, though. Not in the near future. Meanwhile, Tsuyo on the other side of the map, also scanning his coast, as players often do on these Conti maps. It is well worth the delay in the berry start, right? If you can get a wood and shorefish pit, as Tsuyo could potentially grab here, he might be looking to snag this area for himself, although there isn't much in the way of defenses. So he will be going with that berry start. Meanwhile, Soi going for that shorefish start. He does have 5 shorefish on this storage pit. Very nice amount of shorefish. Very nice, very comfortable. 2 of them being so close that he can just put these 5 vills for now and start building up his wood count, as you now see him doing. Looking for that next wood pit. He's got the elephant to lure, and we'll see him grab that pretty soon. This alligator is going to disrupt his economy for the time being. SoiGia, very wise though, will be microing away from the crocodile. These players extremely used to very much so used to crocodiles at this point. In the previous tournament, we saw crocodiles as the MVP of certain matches. Rivers spawns with just a ridiculous number of crocs along the sea. It's almost absurd how many crocodiles spawned on those crossings. Maybe one of the funniest parts of the tournament was the crocodiles getting kills, as they are so weak against vills and stuff. But that's life. That's life. So as we're looking at game 2 here, I'm curious. I'm very curious as to how this goes. Right? I'm curious. Does Soi just go for scouts again? And if he does, does Tsuyo have a response? Tsuyo's map is now very wallable. I think Tsuyo needs to be looking. Yeah, look at how bad his wood is. Tsuyo needs to be looking for spots like this where he can just build a wood pit and make it safe as quickly as possible. That's his #1 priority. He's got a really good storage pit actually down here. I think if he builds a storage pit here as his first wood pit, he could wall off a pretty significant area with just a little bit of effort. And I think that's what he's going to have to go for. He's going to have to go for just really defensive play with an axer, with some barracks on the front to apply some pressure. I think that's the best way to take down the monster that is Soi. As Soi, as we've seen, and as you guys are probably witnessing, very solid economically. He's gonna make just the best decisions you'll see any players making. Like his map, he's gonna be treating it with near perfection every time. He will make mistakes, but don't get me wrong. But near perfection is a hard achievement, and very few players are able to do so. And we're going to be seeing it here again in game 2, I believe. He's already got a beautiful storage pit, beautiful town center. He's getting that wood line. I think he's going to be building his wood pit here, maybe in here, for a little bit more security. But that's a really weak wood line. Meanwhile, Tsuyo really out of luck here with this wood map. I don't know if he spotted the spot to the south of the map. This would be very nice for him to pick up. It's basically, I was going to stay in this game. No, he's going to that north spot. We spoke about this earlier. The 3 shorefish here are pretty far. They're going to be long distance walking, but the wood economy here is going to be okay. He's got the wall in a pretty significant area if he wants it. Yeah, it's just going to be rough to deal with this later on. Now pushing these gazelle over. He knows he needs more food if he wants to click up. He didn't really find his elephants. And that's because he didn't really spawn with any elephants. All the elephants spawning on Soi's side of the map. And he now pulls that elephant in, and he's getting 2 more gazelle here. Looking very good for Soi. Looking very good. Economy's 19 to 18 here. Looking good for Soi. Looking good. I do not know what Tsuyo is going to do. He's got to get the shorefish going. He's got to get the gazelle rolling a while ago. He needs this. He needs his eco on track if he wants to have a chance in this game. As SoiGia already up 2 vills, maybe Tsuyo clicking up on 18. He's going to be idling his town center for this, though. There's no way he has enough food. He's just in berries, and he's now getting on his second food source. So he's probably only got like 200, 250 food saved up. Now going up maybe to 300, and sending this Vil out. He's going to finish the barracks and then be able to click up around like 720 with this speed. Maybe 730 even, if he's unlucky. Which will really put a big delay here. So yeah, already getting walls off with his houses. He's missing a spot here, which Tsuyo could potentially punish. Man, he's really close. He was really close. Could have just built on this hill, but I think he's afraid of building so far forward again. Okay, he is not. He didn't quite spot his opponent here, so it's going to be tough for him to really get the damage in before Soi hits that tool age. 22 to 18, building the barracks defensively. I think we're just going to see scouts from him. He's got tons of food. No dock, however, this game. No docks. Although, if I have to assume, it would be that he'll build the docks once he clicks up, or shortly after. He needs to secure enough wood for 2 stables, I believe, if his strategy is going to continue. We'll see if that's the case, as this villager is in prime position to potentially punish the scout rush from Soi. You know, the scouts take a lot longer to get going. And Soi right on top of this Vil. He's going to deny that. No barrack is going to go up near him unless the Vil stops. Soi has to micro this Vil. Does change it to Vil. And here's the first clubber walking right in, and this could be exactly what Tsuyo needs to take out Soi. And she's looking really strong here. I like this play. It's going to be fast. His click is pretty soon, I think. We're nearing the 9-minute mark. He should be clicking up anytime now. SoiGia hitting tool first. In a tragic turn of events, now dropping that first stable. But here's Tsuyo. He gets the click. He's up the tool. He could be getting the damage. He could. There's a lot of axers here. Potential axers. As the upgrades come in, he's going to be able to apply a lot of pressure to these stables. Now, what Tsuyo needs to be doing back at home, he needs to be with this pressure, he now needs to be prioritizing building defensive walls. Because you have to know, these scouts are just going to run away from these clubbers. So he's just going to look for counterattack. I doubt he's going to... Oh. Did Tsuyo just trap his own axer? What? Yeah, I guess that was intentional. You can beat down on this stable for a while. So full upgrades on these clubbers. I'm guessing the axer upgrade is just behind, but working with just one barrack on the front side of this map will mean that Tsuyo does have to prioritize making a few more units before he can click that upgrade. Now deleting the defensive house. Soi with fully upgraded scouts is going to do okay against clubbers for now. It's going to take some micro to not lose too many scouts in the process, but I'm assuming the axe upgrade is going to come out. It has to come out after this clubber. Unless there's a defensive barracks doing the axe upgrade. Yeah, and this is exactly what Tsuyo needs to do. Building up these walls at home will prevent this counterattack from being too lethal, as Soi is getting up to that critical number of scouts. At like 5 or 6 scouts, you can just start to fully surround. The speed of these scouts is really their benefit in these early tool wars, right? They can get full surrounds on these units inside. Tsuyo at any point could just delete this house to unleash this axer. And now here comes the counterattack from Soi. He has 7 scouts out, all fully upgraded, all ready to go. A few of them are hurt. 2 of them are very injured. 3 of them are very injured. So something to note about Tsuyo trying to get the quick wall, just not in time. These scouts are brutally fast. This is an interesting play. I really like what Tsuyo is doing here. Tsuyo is really trying to keep these scouts tied up. Every time Soi thought he could go. Look at this. Look at this. There's so many scouts. Oh, Tsuyo's going to get caught in transit potentially here. Several of his houses are exposed, but he does have walls here. I would love to see a transport from Soi preemptively, just assuming his opponent has walled in. But I guess you can't do that. Can't afford that just yet. So now that Axer will go down. Ooh. Here it goes. These villagers to the south have yet to build all their walls up, and they're not going to get them off in time. These scouts are going to absolutely demolish all of those units. And now the Axers trade pretty efficiently in one-on-one combat against scouts, but this is the benefit of the scouts. They just get that full surround. They get that full surround and can just pick off lonely axemen. You need a real clump of axemen to take efficient fights, and yeah, these scouts will just absolutely devastate this. Oh, Tsuyo with a beautiful quick wall. He's actually out of stone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Was it all for naught? He needs more wood. I don't think he has the wood. Oh no, what's he gonna do? Oh! The next level play! No. Deleting the dock that was at 99% may have not been the best choice. He probably could have finished it and put himself in a decent position. See, idling a lot of economy at home, but similar stuff could potentially be said about Soy. Not really though. Soy moving most of his economy north, looking to negate these attacks. So, as we said, Axers just way more efficient than scouts in one-on-one combat in cost and combat stats. They're lacking 10 health against these scouts, but with the 2 extra damage, I mean, it really adds up. It really adds up, doing 7 damage a hit versus doing 3, or doing 5 damage a hit versus 3. It really does matter. Now these scouts, however, from Soy, on the other side of the map, he needs a transport if he wants to get in on these stone walls. Although, I think we saw Tsuyo run out of stone, which might mean that Tsuyo has no way to repair the walls. Just build behind him. He could keep building houses like indefinitely though in that little area. And I like Tsuyo desperately trying to get more barracks up on this side of the map. He's really trying, and you have to commend the effort with these quick walls. They're tough to pull off. They're really tough to pull off, especially with the speed of the scouts being a major factor to consider. A major factor. Major factor. Soy, however, now taking full map control against this axe rush. Look at how many scouts he has. He's got this group in the north. He's got a massive group in the south. He will now spot out this barracks, which I think he can take down pretty comfortably. Do we see a transport? I would love to see a transport from him. I think that's how he's going to close this game. Or maybe Tsuyo calls GG once he realizes how outnumbered he is on the land. Soy just getting full control of the map with these scouts, and it's looking really strong from him. And this is exactly what I love to see in these tournaments, guys. This is exactly what we like. These players getting just so much value here. Out of all the unit choices, we've seen just about every unit. We haven't seen too many bowmen yet, but that's because the slinger option is available. A bowman right now for Tsuyo could be really strong. Bowmen do nicely against scouts, and there's the GG from Tsuyo. That was a pretty convincing 2-0 from Soy. Pretty convincing stuff. The scouts, I mean, I love it. You guys, you have to commend Tsuyo for trying so hard there. He tried so hard if he walled all that stuff off. But yeah, it's a bad day to be a blue villager. It's a bad day to be a blue villager. Bowmen are cool. I really like bowmen. They're strong units, especially against scouts. They're a really natural counter. It's not a hard counter like slingers versus bowmen, which is basically what makes bowmen so weak in the Tool Age. Anyone with slingers as an option can just go slingers and absolutely destroy bowmen. But very quick set from Soy. Tsuyo trying very hard to compete there, unable to pull off that rush. His villagers were so close. He got so many good walls, and just wasn't able to do it. He just didn't have the resources to complete them. His map was really unlucky. Like, this map was really bad. You got to commend Tsuyo though. Very well played. Thank you for playing, buddy. Appreciate seeing you in these tournaments. Soy, however, looking very strong. This is dominant play from him, and I'd be curious to see how a player with maybe a more effective axe rush could do against this strategy. Because once he gets these scouts rolling, individual axemen just keep dying, right? But if you have a player who's able to mass axers very effectively and efficiently, or if you have a player who attempts to go slingers against this strategy, they're just gonna get absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Slingers, the weakest unit against scouts by far. But they have there's the similar phenomenon with axers versus slingers, where once you get enough slingers, scouts really have a hard time approaching unless they have a huge number of scouts needed to approach large masses of slingers.